I'm going to give you just a minute to get on there while I'm fixing my coffee. And I was a little bit delayed because I was studying and looking up some scriptures. And I need some coffee. So I'm going to give you just a minute to log on and let somebody be there while I finish fixing my cup of coffee. And it's hot, so I'm slurping. Let me get it all together over here, all right? And I will join you. Oops, I don't want to spill my coffee on my clean tablecloth. So let me get a little coaster here and hope that I don't spill my coffee. Good morning from the kitchen again here in Oklahoma. Good morning, Sharon. I prayed for you this morning. I've been in my prayer closet already this morning, and I prayed for you that the Lord, I didn't know how you were feeling, but you came to my mind. And I asked the Lord to touch you, and I trust that He is touching you and healing you. And those knees and everything won't be bothering you. But God is good. God is so faithful. And there's been so much to pray about this week. I've got friends that have gone through so much. Some have lost children. One dear family that's lost their son in a tragic car accident over the weekend. And he was a young pastor, left a wife and 3 babies. And oh, my heart breaks for that family, for that church. And then another precious friend that underwent a liver transplant on Saturday, I believe it was. And I've been praying for her every day and others. And there just seems like there's been so much to pray about. And when I go into the prayer closet, I just say, Lord, I can't remember them all. And I'm so afraid I'm going to forget somebody. And in the moment, I won't forget you long term, but in the moment, I'm afraid that I'll forget someone that I need to name. And I just ask the Lord to, if anybody's asked me for prayer, Lord, would you just meet that need? And I try to take those needs to the Lord. And He's been meeting with me so sweetly. Last night and this morning, both, I just had such a sweet, sweet time of prayer. The Lord just visited with me. Well, I don't even know if that's the right word to say. But His Spirit filled my closet. Oh, I tell you, I love the Lord this morning. I love Him so much. And I owe Him so much. And I'm not going to be on here very long because what I had to say won't take long to say. But I woke up with the words of this song, old song. Let me just see if I can see when it was recorded. Let's see if I can go back there. Or I don't even know who wrote the song. I know who made it famous. Let me see. Let's see if Google will tell me anything about it. It was... I don't know if it tells who wrote it or not. Actually, no, let's see. Maybe the person that sang it is the one that wrote it. No. It was originally a French song that was composed. And then Paul Anka, who was a very famous songwriter, or just a little bit of everything, he heard this song while he was vacationing in France. And he secured the rights, and he wrote the English lyrics, especially for Frank Sinatra. And so Frank Sinatra released this song in, let's see, He sang it in Madison Square Garden. Wow. It's one of the most recognizable songs in the world. And it's kind of renowned as Frank Sinatra's signature song, even though it actually came from a French song. I was going to see if I can see when he first recorded it. I don't know if it's going to tell me when he first... It'd be interesting to know when he first recorded it. Now, it says it became his signature in 1969. I really thought that it was older than that. But 69 was a long time ago, wasn't it? To some of you. Some of you, it was before you was ever born. But I want to share the words to this song with you. Because this is what I woke up this morning with, the words of this song. Not all of them. I didn't know all the words. But just a phrase of it. And so I woke up with the phrase of this song. And so when I got up after going to prayer and feeling like I touched the throne of God, I got on my iPad and I started looking for this. It says, and now the end is near. And so I face that final curtain. My friend, I'll make it clear. I'll state my case of which I'm certain. Now it starts out sounding pretty good, but it gets a little twisted. I've lived a life that's full, and I've traveled each and every highway, and much, much more. I did it. I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do. I saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and much, much more than this. I did it. I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all and stood tall and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried. I've had my fill, my share of losing. And now as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that and I say not in a shy way, oh no, 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 not me. I did it my way. There's so much of that song I could identify with. The things that I've done, but I don't want to say I did it my way. But probably there have been times in life that I did do it my way. That's the sad reality. I looked at the scriptures, and what I thought was very interesting, in Proverbs, chapter 14 and chapter 16. If you want to write this down or you want to highlight it, these two verses are absolutely, in the King James Version, word for word repeated. In Proverbs 14 and 12 and Proverbs 16 and 25, it says the very same words. Why is that? Some reason the writer felt like this needed to be reminded again. There is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Wow. There is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. How sad it would be to live a full life a good life, a life with a few regrets, but yet a good life. And then come to the end of life and say, I did it my way. And my way seemed right to me, but it was the ways of death. In Isaiah chapter 35, he says, the wilderness and the solitary way shall be glad for them, and the desert shall rejoice and blossom as the rose. It shall blossom abundantly and rejoice even with joy and singing. The glory of Lebanon shall be given unto it, and the excellency of Carmel and Sharon. They shall see the glory of the Lord and the excellency of our God. Strengthen ye the weak hands, and confirm the feeble knees. Say to them that are of a fearful heart, be strong, fear not. Behold, your God will come with vengeance, even God with a recompense. He will come and save you. Then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf shall be unstopped. Doesn't that sound wonderful? Then shall the lame man leap as a hart, and the tongue of the dumb sing. For in the wilderness shall waters break out, and streams in the desert. I'm getting somewhere with this. Hang on. And the parched ground shall become a pool, and the thirsty land springs of water. In the habitation of dragons, where each lay, shall be grass with reeds and rushes. And a highway shall be there, and a way. It's not my way. And a highway shall be there, and a way. And it shall be called the way of holiness. The unclean shall not pass over it, but it shall be for those, the wayfaring men, though fools, shall not err therein. Not my way, but a highway. And it's the way of holiness. I've been teaching, doing a Bible study on Wednesdays here in town at the local bakery. And we've been doing the book, going through the study of the book, The Pursuit of Holiness. What is holiness? How do we obtain holiness? Where will holiness lead us? What do we gain from holiness? It's not, I don't want to bust anybody's theology, and I don't want to put the light out on your candle. But holiness is not how you look. Holiness produces looks. But first, that highway of holiness is walking God's way. No lion shall be there, nor any ravenous beast shall go up thereupon. It shall not be found there. But the redeemed shall walk there. That's the way of holiness. This way of holiness is the path that righteous pilgrims will take from the desert of suffering to Jerusalem or Zion. They can find it only by following God. Only the ransomed and the redeemed will travel on God's highway. They'll be protected from wicked travelers and harmful animals. God is preparing a way for his people, those who walk in his ways, to travel to his home. I love this. He will walk with us. God never stops at simply pointing the way like your GPS does. You know, my GPS says, turn left at the next stoplight. In 3/4 of a mile, turn right on Fairway Park. In 10 miles, take exit 21. The GPS tells me what to do and just expects me to do it. And sometimes these old eyes don't see the exit. These old eyes don't see the street sign. But God doesn't do that. He walks with me. The old song says, and he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joys we share as we tarry there, no, none other has ever known. See, if I do it my way, I'm walking by myself. I'm doing it my way. And the chances of me getting lost are very, very high. There's a way that seems right to me, but it's the wrong way. There's a way that seemeth right to man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. But there is a way, Isaiah said, there is a way, and it shall be called the way of holiness. What way is that? It's God's way. I don't know about you this morning, but I feel like somebody today is struggling with which way to take. That's why when I woke up this morning, the phrase, I did it my way, was the first phrase in my mind. I did it my way. My way will get me lost. I'm not a good navigator. I'm really not. It's amazing that I've been able to travel the country by myself and get there, because I've taken a lot of wrong turns and I've had to turn around. The old GPSs we used to have, we called them Garmin's. Anybody remember the Garmin's we used to buy? And when I'd pass a turn, she'd say, recalculating, 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 and they'd come up with a new way. Well, I've done that a lot in life. I've had to recalculate because I didn't follow the way. I followed my way. And I just need to tell someone this morning, if you're tempted to go your way, it's the ends thereof are the ways of death. But if you'll follow the way, and a highway shall be there, and a way, and it shall be called the way of holiness. The unclean shall not pass over it, but it shall be for those, the wayfaring men, though fools shall not err therein. No lion shall be there, or any ravenous beast shall go up thereon. It shall not be found there, but the redeemed shall walk there. And the ransomed of the Lord shall return and come to Zion with songs and everlasting joy upon their heads. They shall obtain joy and gladness, and sorrow and sighing shall flee away. When you do it your way, there's a lot of sighs. There's a lot of sorrow. Frank Sinatra, when he sang that song, he painted it looking pretty good. And the devil does that. The devil paints his way looking really nice. But doing it your way will not pay off in the end. But when we go on the way of holiness, God's way, we will obtain joy and gladness, and sorrow and sighing shall flee away. Just a few words this morning that I want to leave you with. Are you doing it your way Think about it. Have you prayed over it? Have you sought the will of God? Have you asked God for direction? Or have you just got the map out and said, okay, here's where I am, here's where I want to go, and I'm going this way to get there? It's not, the shortest path is not always the best path. The quickest path is not always the safest path. Helps to kind of check things out to find the best path. And the best path is God's path. The best highway is God's way. And I encourage you today, in your traveling, seek God's highway where you can obtain joy and gladness. Don't do it your way. It won't pay. In the end, he says here at this song, it says, for what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not. To say the things that he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. Let the records show, I took all the blows, and I did it my way. There's a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. But there is a way, and it shall be called the way of holiness, God's way. Have a blessed day. I'll talk to you on Thursday. I love you.